Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Sampsell Showcase. I'm your host, Gareth M. Sampsell, and this is a half-hour talent variety show featuring singers and songwriters on the rise in the Los Angeles area. But before we begin, we have with us here in the studio tonight the winner of last show's trivia question, and we're going to bring her on right now. Let's have a nice warm welcome for Diane Haynes. Where are you from, Diane, and what do you do?
I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm an actress.
You're an actress, and are you looking for an agent right now, or do you already have one?
You guessed, I am right now. I'm just in the midst of looking for a commercial and theatrical agent.
Fantastic. I know how tough it is out there.
It is.
What else do you do when you're not acting?
I work in a clothing store.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
All right, Diane was the winner of last show's trivia question. I'm going to read that question again, and hopefully she's going to give me the right answer. Who played the detective in The Exorcist?
Lee J. Cobb.
That's correct. All righty. And now we're going to let Diane read the next question for the next show. Now, you people at home, listen carefully. If you are the first to call in with the correct answer, you too can be a guest on this show. Question number 1.
Who starred in Le Mans, the adventure movie about car racing?
Okay. If you know the answer to that question and are the first to call in, and we will be giving you the phone number to call in the end credits, you too can be a guest on this show. Thank you very much, Diane Haynes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, our first act is a brand new band organized by Marcy Zarama called Most Janitors. The 4 band members, who we will soon meet, are all songwriters from different parts of the country. Somehow, they all came together here in L.A., and they came together to form this group. Let's have a big round of applause for Most Janitors. right, what a band, I'm telling you. Marcy Zarama, here she is, the leader and organizer of this band. Marcy, how did you come up with the name Most Janitors? That's very unusual for a band.
Yeah, it is. I was in a top 40 band, and we needed a name. And I said, how about Nazi janitors, just out of like a rebellious kind of thing to do. And they didn't like that, so I said, what about fascist janitors? And nobody knew what that meant, so eventually I came up with Most Janitors to be kind of a compromise, and I like that name.
Very unusual. Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from Detroit.
And when did you come to L.A.?
I came out here about 5 years ago and went to UCLA and just started putting this band together.
Well, fantastic. Do you have any plans for your immediate future with the band?
Well, we're planning on practicing and getting some more songs down and hopefully finding a manager, so...
Fantastic. Okay, well, we hope you get one soon. Let's talk to some of the other members of the band. How about Doug Carlton on guitar? Doug, all right. Here he is. And where are you from, Doug?
I'm from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, actually.
Richmond. And when did you come out to California, and how did you link up with Most Janitors?
I came out here last January, and I was interested in recording studios, actually. And I moved out here because I figured I was either here in New York, and I'd been in New York, and I hadn't been to L.A., so I picked L.A. But I'm currently working in a few studios myself, and I wanted to also work in a band. I had put an ad in a newspaper out here a while ago, and I hadn't gotten many responses from it until, I don't know, a little while ago, Marcy called me up and said, hey, you interested in getting together? I said, sure.
Well, great.
And yeah, I took it from there.
Well, you're on your way now, I can tell that. And now how about Chet West? Come on over here, Chet, if you would. Chet is bass guitar, and where are you from?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Do you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? One of the few people that are actually from Los Angeles. Okay. And how did you come to join the band?
I met Marcy through Michelle, the drummer, and answered an ad that she had in the paper.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, and how about the drummer now? Michelle Russell. I hope I'm not blocking anything here. Michelle, where are you from?
Well, I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey?
No, I'm from New York, which is fairly close. And how did you come out here? When did you come out here and that type of thing?
I came out here when I was really young, about 9. So I got rid of the accent and took on the, like, oh my God, you know.
You're a great drummer, and I love this thing right here. Go ahead and strum that. Let's hear it. Whoa! I hope that didn't go through the headsets too hard. Okay, a great lead singer, too. Thank you very much. Most Janitors, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a big round of applause for them. Okay, go ahead. We'll be right back in just a few seconds, so stay tuned. Okay, thanks for tuning in. In case you've just joined us, you're watching the Sampsell Showcase, a half-hour talent variety show featuring singers and songwriters. Our second act is a solo vocalist who played in many garage bands while growing up in the San Fernando Valley. Starting out in heavy metal, he now focuses on acoustical and folk-type music. He has released a 45, which is now airing on college radio stations from Hawaii to Canada. Please welcome Rich Agata.
I think it was last month, I was walking down the street. I saw an angel fall from heaven, and I said, hey, that's kind of neat. Later on that day, I was driving in my car. I caught a lightning bolt in one hand, and then I rode a rising star. But I guess that's happened to you. I think it was last week, I heard a knocking on my door. There stood a brown-eyed lady, but she was 8'4". Later on that night, I heard a loud alarming boom, but was awakened by a spaceship landing in my room. But I guess that's happened to you. Hey, don't you realize don't see with your eyes. They only tell you lies. I think it was last night. I was sitting on a curb and I saw 10,000 nouns, and they were searching for a bird. Later on last night, I was ready for my prowl, but was accosted by some consonants for not carrying a vowel. But I guess that's happened to you. But I guess that's happened to you. But I guess that's happened to you.
Rich Agata, ladies and gentlemen. Rich, how do you go about writing a piece of music?
Well, it's I don't really necessarily wait for inspiration, but there's lots of things on my mind all the time. So if the question concerns whether it's the music first or the lyrics first, it really varies. Sometimes it's a melody that comes to mind, sometimes a poem, you know, it varies.
Where do you find that you are writing your music? Up in the mountains, or do you use your bedroom, or do you walk around the streets of L.A., or what?
Well, you name it. I mean, it's, you know, the music's in my head all the time, and depending on where I am, you know, little piece of paper and pencil, and jot some stuff down, and, you know, hurry back home to get on the guitar and work it out.
Okay. Do you have any plans for your immediate future?
Well, like you said in my intro, I do have a 45 out, and what I'm doing is promoting that and sending a package along with the record to different college radio stations, and it's a grassroots movement, and it's a, you know, a building process, and that's what, you know, it's a process, and I'm enjoying it.
Do you find that on college radio stations it can go from then there to perhaps a commercial radio station?
Oh, absolutely. The major labels are really looking at what college radio stations are playing, because college radio stations, for the most part, are very eclectic. They're not locked into one format. They'll play several different formats, and that's why college radio is playing my record, because they do have a folk show. There aren't very many radio stations out there that specialize in folk. They either have a Sunday show or, you know, once in a month type of deal. But college radio, they'll, in one day, they'll play 4 or 5 different formats of music, so that includes my music.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm sure you're on your way.
Well, thank you very much.
Rich Agata, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, our next guest appeared on one of my first shows almost 3 years ago. She comes from a musical family and loves singing Broadway music, operas, and her own original songs. Tonight, she is here to sing Take Me Through Your Lifetime. Let's have a warm welcome for Nora Frank.
No mistake, it's love I feel ever since I found you. Lucky me, it's so unreal. All the world seems so brand new. Take me through your lifetime. Keep me in your dreams. Take me through your life and make it mine. time. Fill me with your dreams. Take me through your life and make it mine. A love like this won't come another time. A love like this won't come another
Very lovely. Nora Frank. What an outfit you have on. Look at that green sparkle.
Just in time for Christmas.
A very, very beautiful girl also. All right. I'm going to read a trivia question for you people watching at home before we talk with Nora. And if you know the answer to the question, at the end of the program, call in, leave your name, phone number, and answer, and you too can be our guest here on the Sampsell Showcase. Who starred in the movie Le Mans, which is the adventure movie about car racing? Do you know the answer to that, Nora?
No.
Okay, that's all right. Tell me, what have you been doing for 3 years? You've been on the show about 3 years ago, and what has taken place?
Well, since that time, I've auditioned with Star Search. I've got a demo out that I'm sending around town. I work as a singer at night.
What do you do during the day?
Well, part-time I work just a straight job, and other times I'm practicing, mostly auditioning a lot, and
You have a great voice, and what a great song that was. What a ballad, I'll tell you. You know, I usually audition people before I put them on the show, but since I knew Nora's work, and since she was on the first show, and I knew how professional she really was, I took a chance, and she didn't disappoint me. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Nora.
Garrett.
We'll see you next time.
all right, bye.
Bye-bye now. Nora Frank, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, our next performer has also been on the show before and is an aspiring guitarist and composer who plays at Bruno's Ristorante. Tonight, he is back again to demonstrate his musical ability with a different type of instrument. Tonight, he is here with the mandolin, playing Jano Estacada. Here is Richard Hanneman. All right, look at that picking. That's something, I'll tell you. How you doing?
Pretty good. How's things going?
Very good. Richard was on one of my previous shows, and he played the acoustical guitar, and I thought it might be kind of nice to bring him back with a different type of instrument. Can you tell us a little bit about this particular instrument?
Yeah, it's called a banjo mandolin. The reason being that it's strung like a mandolin, 4 sets of double strings, and it's got a banjo body. Now, there's 2 reasons, there's 2 stories as to why this thing was developed. The one I like better is that if you were out in, say, Alaska, looking for gold or silver, you couldn't take a regular banjo with you that had a neck that went out here. Couldn't pack it on the burro. So they just simply shortened the neck, put a mandolin onto the banjo and called it done. That's for when you're sitting up there in the north and it's freezing cold and you got nothing to do with yourself and you got to have some music. Actually, the way this thing probably really came about was in the 1920s. There were bands running around the country called themselves all banjo bands. You had guitar, ukulele, mandolin, and then 5-string banjo and tenor banjo. But if it's an all banjo band, you've got to have all banjo bodies. So now there is such a thing as a banjo guitar and a banjo uke, which you can pick up in a lot of stores here in LA, and the banjo mandolin. This one is 60 years old. This was my grandfather's.
Your grandfather's. Wow. How do you go about writing a song? I mean, when and where did you write this particular one?
Okay, this one, Llano Estacado, I was in my western phase, as it were, and I was looking for a feel and a sound that worked well with the banjo mandolin that also represented southeastern New Mexico and the days of the cattle drives. Charlie Goodnight driving his cattle up through the staked plains of New Mexico. Llano Estacado means staked plains. They're in southeastern New Mexico, and the first cattle drive from Texas to Wyoming went through that area.
Well, very interesting, and we wish you the best of your career.
Well,
Thank you very much. Richard Hanneman, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. Okay, that wraps up another Sampsell Showcase. Call the phone number coming up in the end credits and tell us who you like the best and why. And if you know the answer to the trivia question, leave your name, phone number, and your answer so we can call you back. Until next time, this is Gareth M. Sampsell reminding you to hang in there, follow your dreams, and don't give up. Good night. We'll see you next time.